Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM23, Newton Heath, episode 16, late season, season 2 now. Actually, really just a few matches to go, so I have pushed forward right to the very end of things. Our perfect record at home since January, since we moved into New Trafford, finally came to an end, but only to the extent that we had a draw, a 1-1 draw at home to Boston United, who we're comfortably second place in the league. So a 1-1 draw at home against them, still not a bad showing. It was a bit of a bad showing then to go on the road against one of the bottom teams and only managed to draw, and that even coming from penalty. But then two straight wins following that up has put us in a pretty good position as we head into the final three. We've got Peterborough Sports, who are just 17th, and that is our final home game of the season. And then we have Buxton on the road, but they are only 19th, though we did struggle with them earlier in the season, and Gloucester, who are 10th in the league, but again on the road. If we can get, say, 7 points from those, I like our chances. But what are our chances? What do we need to do in these last 3 games? Well, honestly, my goal was to get in the top 3. Boston United, 10 points, too far away. Kings Lynn, 4-point gap. 4-point gap. That's difficult. Now, we have a 5-point gap over those behind us. So it looks like at the very least, though not guaranteed mathematically as of yet, but at the very least, we're probably looking at quarterfinals home and then semifinals road. With a hefty goal differential and a favorable schedule in the last 3, you would think we can just about stay ahead of AFC Telford, but I don't know if we can overtake Kings Lynn. You never know, late season kind of collapse sort of thing. I mean, that's the goal, but it looks like we might come up just short on that one. We did lose actually 2 more lower tier players on the squad to others that came in and gave them offers, but I did add 2 more. One still within the last episode, just didn't cover it, and one just after the end of the last episode, just before the trade deadline. And for us with free transfers, those can still happen. But Billy Chadwick is one of those additions. You can see he can play all 4 of our attacking positions, and he's got a decent set of technical attributes, though he's got a couple weaknesses, but those are defensive. Mentally sound, but not great, and same with the physicals. So this is kind of one of your balanced all-around guys. When you compare him to our long time, he was actually replaced last season, but then we lost the player, and then we tried to replace him again in the preseason for this year, and then lost the player. He ended up signing elsewhere, but you can see just how much stronger Chadwick is compared to Ebanks in the attack, with the vision and technical side being similar, but overall Chadwick is clearly a stronger attacking player than Ebanks is. On the other wing, we've added in Brendan Dickinson. Dickinson is a player who's playing that left back or that left wing position and is useful in either, because he is decent defensively. As you can see, he's a little bit stronger. Same sort of mold as Andrew. They are very, very similar. He's a little bit quicker, but he definitely offers us more defensively. And he's, since coming in, has already done relatively well. I mean, 6 appearances. Definitely a better rating than what Andrew has given us. But Andrew was providing, in 41 starts and 6 appearances off the bench, 12 goals, 9 assists. Solid performer, but a rating just above 7. Dickinson comes in straight away, 6 starts into the side, but only 2 assists so far. But he did have a player of the match. Better passing rating, better average rating. He has done more. Just a little bit hit and miss, though. I think we've lost a little bit of that gel lately. Our performances over the last few have been great, but hopefully as these guys kind of settle in, they should raise that performance slightly more. It should come as no surprise that for the second year running, there is literally no players worth taking in our intake because everything's base level right now. So until we can raise that up quite a bit, there's not going to be any reason to hang on to any of these players. They're simply the bottom of the barrel. The worst imaginable, many levels below what it would take for our levels. So once again, intake with no players coming onto the roster. We have progressed 2 more games though. 1 game remains in the regular season. We have qualified now officially for the promotion playoffs, and we've won both of them. Dickinson and Novak scoring, and then Novak scoring very late against Buxton. Tough team. I mean, look at the ratings. The ratings are solid, yet it took us all the way until stoppage time in the second half to finally get the away, and a sellout with 2,800 away fans. We had more there than them. And so with 1 to play, here's how things are looking. We have guaranteed, with a 7-point clearance, a quarterfinal home match. So at the very least, we'll get 1 home match in the promotion playoffs. We are now 1 point behind Kings Lynn with 1 to play. We have the goal differential over them. So if we draw and they lose, we've got them beat. If we win and they draw, or worse, we've got them beat. So at the very least, we need a draw. Realistically, we need a win and hope for them to do less. And here's our final match day fixtures. And really, there's only one we need to watch. Boston United's too far away, so them on the road at Chorley, 22nd place, doesn't matter. AFC Telford is just 2 points behind us. They could overtake us. But really all that matters is being 2nd or 3rd, or 4th or 5th, or just making the playoffs entirely. So the fact that we are guaranteed no worse than 5th, it doesn't matter whether we're 4th or 5th, because that means home field in the quarterfinals. Getting to 3rd means a quarterfinal bye and home field in the semifinals. That's definitely where you want to be. So really, those are the only 2 teams we need to pay attention. Well, we need to pay attention to Telford. We don't. It really doesn't matter whether we finish 4th or 5th, is what I'm trying to say there. But Telford is on the road at Hereford. So they have a very similar situation as we have, as it's a mid-table opponent and you're on the road. Now Gloucester has a ton to play for because they could actually still overtake Kidderminster and Chester to get into the promotion playoffs. They are, probably the last team with a legitimate shot. Blythe technically have a chance, but almost certainly out of reach. Especially when you include goal differential and that 3 points alone would still only just bring them out there. So Gloucester have a shot. They're going to be playing hard. It's not going to be an easy final game for us, especially on the road. But Kings Lynn, in the other game, that's the one that matters for us. And they're at home at Billericay. At Billericay, have just been relegated. That can do one of 2 things to a squad. The weight, the pressure of a relegation battle makes you desperate. Makes you go out there and really, really want to get after it and really get a result, an attack, especially when you have to have a win. But if you've just been relegated, maybe more than 1 match ago, but if you've just been relegated, well, 2 things can happen. 1, you're totally deflated and you just want to get the season done with, or you're playing for your contract at your next club, or you're playing for a starting spot for next year, or the weight of the world has finally been brushed off your shoulder and you're playing with the freedom of someone who has no pressure anymore. A lot can happen. But you figure Kings Lynn at home against a bottom side is probably going to be pretty heavily favored. And we are facing kind of an uphill battle for ours. Uh, if I were to put money on it, I'd put money on Kings Lynn keeping third, even if we manage to win. Final match, sell out, and we'll see what we can do here. I mean, this is going to be a tough match. Gloucester is the favorite to win. A draw is also an almost identical odds, and us taking the win is nearly identical odds. So, according to the bookmakers, this match could literally just go any way possible. I think they're kind of looking at our form, our position in the table, and going, they might do something. Looking at our recent road form, I think a draw might be a more likely outcome, but that is with the assistant manager in charge, not myself. I do feel like I make the team worse. Novak lays that off. Chadwick loses the ball. That's through for McClure, and the flag stays down and hits 1-0. I think the flag down is probably the correct call here, but that's a bad giveaway from Chadwick. Chadwick, one of those new guys, dribbles the ball way too far out in front of himself, and Tierney slow to react on that one, and McClure reacted faster. Tierney had a better position, just did not react fast enough. Gave away. Novak does not win that one. Tozer playing in the spot that I signed him for, the midfield. Chadwick, nice control on that one, but he takes it himself. I thought he was going to play that through ball behind to the left side for Novak to get on the end of, but Novak's not particularly quick. He's just effective when you get the ball to his feet, so maybe straight to his feet might have been a better option. But after that early struggle, and a 0.12 XG for them, and yet we trail by a goal. Oh my gosh, Dickinson and Tozer couldn't make up their mind who was going for that one. Really, Tozer should have put a foot in on it and taken control there. Well, Dickinson would have been pushing up the field, would have been a better option, as McClure again through, and that's happened twice already. But this time, Killip, the new goalkeeper that we signed a month and a half ago, able to sweep that one up and pick it up. Parrott, nice through ball, but Ebanks finds Chadwick. Ebanks in as Cooper is out injured, so Chadwick, instead of playing in Ebanks' spot, is playing in Cooper's spot. Tozer over the top for Novak. Novak just cannot beat these guys for speed. Chadwick finds Ebanks. Ebanks loses it after the first touch. A little bit strong, couldn't quite close control there. Tierney. Parrott. Wow, dangerous tackle. That would have been a sending off if he missed that one, as he surely would have picked up a yellow and the penalty. But he does the job effectively. Dawson doesn't cross, he lays it off. No. Wow. Now we're going to trail 2-0 after an absurd call. Killip makes the save, but Dawson pounces on it and puts it home. And yes, we are trailing 2-0. Killip, patient, makes the stop, but it falls right in front of him. Can't blame him there. He does everything he can, and it just happens to fall right back at Dawson. Killip was going the other way, and Kings Lynn leads 1-0 on Billericay. So, ouch. Massive ouch. They've had 3 shots. They've got 2 goals. They get a penalty in what doesn't look at all like a penalty. We've got a fullback to the left-hand side in space. The center back goes up and wins a header. Looked very normal, very standard run-of-the-mill header. And then they end up standing on the spot. Couldn't be more harsh than what's happened to us so far in this game. We're already going positive, but we need to go attacking when we need 3 goals. Especially based on the what's going on in Kings Lynn right now. Parrott into the box. Chadwick goes for the near post, upper corner. Decent shot, but the keeper covered it well, positioned well. Hammond finds Tozer. Resets to Hammond. Now Chadwick. Chadwick through for Ebanks, and Ebanks, the runner, the speed guy, Stand still. This time we find Dickinson, Chadwick. There you go. There's one. By the way, our halftime talk had the team fired up, and they come out really strong. And in 7 minutes, we have an equalizer. Tozer, great ball over the top for Dickinson, and Dickinson takes a touch. Low cross, flashing it across the goal, and Chadwick into the upper corner like he did last time, but this time keeper not perfectly positioned. Nothing he can do that time, and it's 2-1. 1 hour played. Got to keep that pressure on. Looking at possible subs here. Novak, the only one really struggling, and maybe that's a pace thing, as these guys are a little bit quick, so we don't have Holm on the bench, otherwise I would bring him on, so let's keep him here. What the hell? You saw that, right? All ball. He just steps in, and neither one of those are a foul. Wilson sent off. Both of those look perfectly clean. Okay. We're going to play with a back three. I mean, we have to go for it, down 2-1. So Tierney, there you go. That means we've got to keep these two in front. I was thinking about pushing one up into the attack, but we really can't afford to do that now. But what we can do and have to do is we're going to have to get a little more supportive here. And Tozer, what else can you do? I guess we could move you to being ball-winning midfielder, and Hammond, what can you do? Deep line playmaker, there you go, on support. Maybe we need to find Chadwick. Chadwick can go on top. In fact, he's the one who grabbed that goal, so let's get him on top. What is his best role? Maybe we need to go with the pressing forward on attack and then sub out Novak. We've got Spence or Hugill. Need some finishing. Hugill does not. Neither one of them have finishing. Our ratings have also changed. I see rollability now that we're more attacking. Some of the guys are kind of down, or because we have 10 players, we're down. Killip finds Dickinson quickly there, but Dickinson, almost hangs on to that too long, but he does keep it. Finds Tozer. Tozer finds Chadwick. Resets to Tozer, using the space. Tries to play that through for Ebanks, but A, didn't have enough power on it, and B, Ebanks did not make the run. Gillespie looked offside, but flag stays down. Looked awfully close, so maybe the AR got it right. Ball recovered. Dickinson. Low cross. Intercepted that time. Tierney. Nice header. Chadwick was just onside, and the flag is raised. Right. Long ball to no one. And we are running low on time here. We do have 2 subs available to us. And that long ball goes to literally no one. We had nobody in the area whatsoever. Why do you play that ball? In trouble here. Big stop from Killip. Running out of time, though. We do get another chance. Now really running out of time, and it's a little late to try to sub somebody now. That's going to kill time. Tierney, no! Big giveaway from Tierney. Gets the block. Killip covers that off, and we are down to just 3 minutes. Very attacking. We need at least a point to have any sort of chance. Dickinson! What are you doing, dude? He slowed down, gave that one up. Jacob gets there, though. Spence over the top for Chadwick. Good position. Chadwick keeps it. Spence blasts that. Tries to give the fans some support, and that is a loss. That means we are going to be in the quarterfinals at home. Me managing the side. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. The team just does not perform. The assistant manager, they play for, and they get results. AFC Telford do not get a result, so we remain in 4th place, and Gloucester move up, but they don't move up enough. Kidderminster, so Chester out of the playoffs, and Kidderminster is in. Blythe, their game with Tamworth was postponed, but it won't matter. They will not get in. They will not impact things. Playoffs are set. So we have Kidderminster at home in the quarterfinals. AFC Telford and Darlington will play in the other one, and that means the winner of ours should go on to play Kings Lynn, right? Oh, and Wilson's suspended for 2 matches, so we would not see him till the final. Well, that is harsh. We score a ton of goals, though Pollock scored 39, so we actually didn't even lead the league in scoring. But we were, I think, second with Novak in the league in scoring. I believe he had 32. And he doesn't even make the shortlist for player of the season. Another quarterfinal, Telford has beaten Darlington 1-0. So that's one of the teams moving into the semifinals. So will the home field advantage see us through? It is the quarterfinals. I do not expect that we are going to win the 3 matches that we need to win. However, one of these being at home, if we are going to win one, it feels like this is that game. So can we see off Kidderminster? One thing about this squad is while we have a quality of depth, we have players capable of making the promotion playoffs, what we don't have is necessarily the star player, that 1 or 2 guys that you would expect to step up in a game such as this. Well, Novak has scored a ton of goals this season, but he's actually a fairly low-rated player. So up against better opposition, like Kidderminster might make a result a little more difficult here. But we find Chadwick. He gets into the box. He gets that shot off. It's blocked. So that was blocked right off the foot as he tried to take that shot. Ebanks takes the corner. Out to Huggill finds Tozer. And each side has a shot in the first half hour. They get their first shot on goal just after the half hour mark. Huggill finds Dickinson. Through for Novak. Oh! Good D from the defender there to squeeze the angle. And then the keeper smartly plays that angle and is able to make the stop. Novak very close to getting the go-ahead goal there. Beaten there, but we recover. And this time Parrott intercepts. Switch of play to Dickinson. Nice low ball to find that one with space. And Dickinson beats his man into the box, lays it off close. Chadwick's shot is blocked. We had 2 targets right there, so that's really dangerous spot. I feel like we should have done better. But we get the block in, and it remains goalless. Tozer intercepts. When we approach halftime, 3 shots aside. XG-wise, we are way ahead in XG and what we've actually produced in the 3 chances we've had. 68% possession, 87% passes completed. We're looking the more likely to get a goal here in the second half. And we get the second half underway. No changes as of yet. We'll stay positive for now. Again, as we look more likely, we'll see if they have changed style. Dickinson, dangerous tackle, but does so cleanly. Coming from behind on that one. Okay, that's cleared away. Tozer with the initial header, but that's through, and a big stop from Killip. It was easily onside. No doubt about that one. Well-timed run. Tozer again with the header. He's winning quite a few of those right now. He is Mr. Right Place, Right Time. That looked offside, and the flag is raised. Nearly an hour played. There are a couple of chances, picked up a solid amount of XG that they had on those. That big stop from Killip, though, raised his personal rating. And already beyond the hour mark. Another header one, but they are going to recover and get a second chance at this one. And he blasts that high. Not really threatening. Okay, it is time, though, to think about tactical changes. Chadwick is not doing particularly well out here, but neither is Ebanks. So what do I have for options? Because maybe it's Ebanks that I want to bring off and not Chadwick. Put Chadwick in his better position on the outside and bring in either Spencer Andrew. Andrew's a more complete player, so let's go ahead and bring on Andrew instead. And that is our first substitution. If Chadwick continues to struggle, we can easily bring him off. Oof. It was awfully close. Over the top of the crossbar, just brushing on the back of the net. But another dangerous one, and I thought that was it, and so we really lucked out there. But they are starting to take control of this thing. We've only had one shot on target. No wonder we don't have any goals. They themselves only have 3. Defense is getting a bit fatigued here. And Jacob is struggling, so what do we have for a backup? Alfie Taylor, let's go ahead and get him on. Oh, Parrott. Second chance on that one. Gives away. Hesketh looked offside, but no flag. We stepped up to play the offside trap, so maybe we didn't step up in time. Looked like we had, but you never know. Oh, that was our ball. Why didn't you take that? Because it ended up being a goal. Taylor was in position to get there first. He's ahead of his man, and instead he just backs off and plays defensive and then doesn't even close him down. That is terrible. With 1 minute to go. Oh, come on. That was just ridiculous from Taylor. That was his ball all day, every day, and it's way too late for changes or anything at this point. This corner is going to have to be it. We've got 40 seconds. Tactical changes won't do any good either. The long throw. Parrott takes it. Shoot, I don't think I ever set Tozer to be a long throw guy. Oops. He should have taken a long throw there, and they hang on to it, and that's it. We are out. We lose at home. Like I said, I did not think we were poised to be going through here, but I was hoping that we would at least get through this one, but we could not get shots on target. And then one dumb mistake is the lone goal of the day. And that was Taylor's ball all day, every day. He's got a full step on his man. He's got the position. All he has to do is step up and kick it out to the sideline for the throw, at the very least. He might even have enough there to step up to it first and pass it to the goalkeeper for the long clearance. Or you do the same thing and just kick it out the sideline. But when you're that far ahead of your man, you don't back off and go defensive. And then you don't also back off and give him 3 steps of space to make an easy pass to the sprinting striker who's in the right position. Outside of one close play where Killip had to make a stop, they hadn't done anything in that game until we make that mistake. We didn't do much in the second half. It was awfully quiet for us. We made the couple changes tactically to hope Chadwick didn't do better out on the wing. Like I said, the final minutes, it was way too late at that point to try to make a substitution or even a tactical switch. But Taylor comes off the bench with an absolute stinker of a play, and that is our season come to an end. With a balance of 10 million, almost flat, our finances are now seen as secure, even though we still obviously have a net debt of about 35 million, 36 million. But now that finances are considered secure, maybe, just maybe, we can push the board once again. And of course, we are about a month and a half away from a training facility upgrade. Estimated value of the club has risen significantly. It was, I believe, 12 million. It's now 23 million, and that was just a couple months ago. So they're looking at our roster going, yeah, these guys are pretty decent. Now, I figured this was coming. I really did. I wanted to wait and see if it were the case. I figured once we got to the off season that they would want to turn us professional. Now, I don't know if they're going to go semi-pro or skip and go straight to professional. That would be something if we managed to do that. Let's see what they want to discuss. All right, so I'm going to agree with them. It sounds like they are talking about professional, not semi-pro. So we're going to skip a step and go straight to professional. That I do think will open up those other categories as well. And it is a change that will happen in July. Again, the wording here suggests that it is full professional, not semi-professional. So it looks like we are skipping a step and going straight from amateur to a full professional side, which at that point in July, pressuring the club about turning things up in those other areas, I think is going to be something we're going to have more sway over, because a professional side should have a U21s. A professional side should have a youth team of any sort. Youth recruitment, junior coaching, youth level, all of that should come up. And I think by turning professional, we should also see a boost to our reputation. I don't know if that impacts it or not. Season review, a lot of players exceeding 7 on their rating. There's definitely a group that didn't, but a lot of key guys, and we performed well with the addition of those key guys. Cooper played pretty well this season, 10 goals, 6 assists, was injured at the end of the year. That's why we had those changes in the lineup. But we faced quite a few injuries towards the end of the season, but a lot of that was match fatigue, right? The guys were playing a lot of matches and then started suffering more injuries. Training-wise, that wasn't impacting things, but turning professional, going daily, that is going to change the game for us quite a bit. This year versus last year, sponsorship money went up by $23,000. Broadcast revenue was right about the same as last year. Corporate and hospitality went up to over $1 million. Competition prize money went up because of our performance in the FA Trophy. Match day and commercial went up significantly, and we only had the stadium since January. You can see from our best 11 that really the only 2 positions that ended up a little bit below par in terms of what the expectations were. Taylor and Parrott in the fullbacks, but even then they weren't bad. 6.96 and a 6.94 rating for them. That was okay, but you would have hoped for a little bit more in terms of assists. Parrott had 5. Alfie Taylor, 1 assist, couple goals for him, but 31 starts, and Alfie Taylor was the one we brought on at the end of the game. He wasn't my first pick, but he was the one who came on at the end of the game, and he made that huge mistake in our elimination game in the playoffs. Wilson was player of the season, according to the fans, by the way. Novak with 43 goals in all competitions, 34 in the league. Huge. We shattered our records from the previous year. 16 assists for Ebank. And in our dynamic timeline, you can see, last season was all about signings. Not sure how that's a unwanted record, scoring more points. Now, this last season we had 3,150 season ticket holders. It was 3,000 the season before, but that was in a 12,000 seat stadium. So I'm curious as to what that's going to be the next season. I expect we're going to sell a lot of season tickets, a lot more than 3,000. And here is that confirmation. We are now fully professional. They said July, but here it is in May. Apparently it's going to be announced in July, but we've internally already done the job. So we are now a professional side, and I think that really, really opens the door to new opportunities. But those are new opportunities we will find out about next time. Our tax bill is about $500,000, so we still have $9.5 million in the bank, as we're already prepared to now move into transition into what next season is going to look like. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.